How utterly peculiar, Monty Navarro. How have you come so very far?
A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder is the funniest musical comedy that you've probably never heard of.
A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder is about one man, Monty Navarro, and he finds out that he is 8th in line to be Earl of Highhurst, and he really wants to be Earl of Highhurst, so he has to find a unique way to kill off every single family member, and every murder he commits is funnier and funnier than the last.
Gentleman's Guide is kind of like if Sweeney Todd was a silly cartoon. It is a story about murder and revenge, but it's with a lot of Looney Tunes involved as well.
Jonah has been a great director for this show. I've done a couple of shows with Jonah so far. We were in Matilda together. We were in Little Shop of Horrors together. And both shows, he was the funniest person on stage every single time. And so for him to direct this show, which is the funniest show I've ever seen or done, is the perfect show for him to direct because it's just his cup of tea.
The entire show feels sort of like a parody of like turn of the century vaudeville, right? Very old school melodrama. And I knew whenever we were putting our cast together that we needed people who could play and could laugh at much as the script as they could themselves, right? And having a good time with that.
Gentleman's Guide, even though it's a very funny show, it's also full of music that is no joke.
It's an operetta, but it is a very, very, very silly operetta, almost kind of like a Gilbert and Sullivan.
Not only did we need people who could play, but we needed people who could sing. And I'm telling you, this is one of the most vocally talented casts we've had on the stage in a very long time. And two of the biggest shining stars with that are Haley Twaddell and Renee Maynard, who play Phoebe and Sabella. All of their songs are incredible. And not only can they sing it, but man, they can act it. They are so fun to watch.
My favorite part of the show is anytime I get to sing with Haley and Matt. We have a trio number in the second act that is so difficult and so crazy, and it's just a blast. They are so talented. It's just so much fun singing with them every night.
Haley Twaddell plays Phoebe Dysquith, who is kind of the supplier of the melodrama in the show. Everything that happens in all of her scenes is very, very silly and very dramatic, and she walks that balance very, very well.
And of course, we can't forget the entirety of the Dysquith family, played by Gavin Clark.
I have the privilege of playing multiple family members of the Dysquith family in this show, ranging from Lord Asquith Sr., who is a old, kind of depressed banker, to Lady Salome Dysquith, which is this big, booming female actress who is performing rather poorly on the stage.
It is probably one of the harder comedic roles in all of music theater. He gets to show a lot of different sides to himself.
And what range. I mean, casting was so simple with him. We needed somebody who could play all of these family members so distinctively and give us all these different characters.
Through a lot of talks with Jonah Hart and Thomas Powderly, our directors, and a lot of talks with the costumer, Emmy Looney, about what different characters will feel like, what they wear, how they would move about in the costumes they're wearing, what different props they have, what different, like maybe a cane, maybe a different hat. Lots of different people flowing in and out of this show, and we want to make sure every one of them feels distinct and true to itself.
You are going to love it every time you see him come out in a new costume with a new accent, playing just a whole new character. It's really incredible to watch. Not only our core characters, but our 6 ensemble members are incredible.
The ensemble is definitely the unsung heroes of this show. They're in almost every song. They're constantly singing 6-part harmonies.
Every single one of their characters is distinct and hilarious. They make you laugh every single time they come out. We could not do this if these people couldn't play and couldn't follow me into the sort of madness that is this melodrama. There is something for absolutely everyone in this show. It is hilarious, it is romantic, the music is incredible, we have such amazing vocalists.
If you really want a fun evening out to come watch a show that is very, very irreverent and you will laugh at everything, this is the show for you.
It's a mix of Monty Python humor, classical singing, slapstick, nonsense.
Everybody will walk away with something from the show, and that is exactly why you should come see A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder at the Opera House.